This is a review of the new Mast Racer Pro. We're also going to be touching on this bad boy and a foot pedal. Let's go. Now, for full transparency, Mast did send me this machine. They also sent the foot pedal and the charging dock. But just to let you know, Mast have absolutely no input in this video whatsoever. They haven't given me any instructions on what to say. They don't get to review the video before it goes up. They literally see the video at the exact same time that you do. However, with all my reviews, please remember that they are just my opinions, and that's all they are, my opinions. By the time that you've watched this review, if you want to purchase this machine or any other machine from Dragonhawk, there is an affiliate link in the description. Click that link, use my discount code. I get a little bit of kickback, you get a cheaper machine. Win-win. If you stick around to the end, I'll show you how to wrap this machine, and also I'll give you my opinions on who I believe this machine is for. Now, as always, let's start with the price. The price of this machine is £151 at the making of this video, which I believe for this machine is an absolute steal. If you would like the charging dock and the extra battery, then that is going to set you back at £38.99, and the foot pedal being £19.49. Now, all pricing is subject to change. That's just the pricing at the making of this video. On the Dragonhawk website, you can get the full setup, the machine, the foot pedal, the charging dock, and a few other extras for around 240 quid. In the box, you get the machine, a USB-C charging cable, some spare O-rings, and some instructions. Pretty much the standard what you get with Dragonhawk and Mast machines. If you buy the charging dock, you'll get the USB-C cable, you'll get the dock itself and the spare battery. And with the foot pedal, you get the foot pedal plus a USB to USB-C cable. Oh, this is my new favorite monster. Although I need to stop drinking them because I swear my heart's gonna fucking explode in my chest. Straight up. The machine comes in weighing at 170 grams, which is well under that 200 gram mark that I love from a machine. Now, I can use machines over the 200 grams, but under 200 and around 150 to 170 for me is that sweet spot. Now, the machine comes with dual modes, giving you the ability to switch between Hertz and volts at the double click of the power button, depending on the preference that you have. But not only that, each mode comes with its own presets. If you are working on the volt side of things, you'll have lining and shading. And if you are working with Hertz, you will see soft, medium, and hard presets. Now, depending on which mode you go with, all those presets are customizable to you. You can set it and forget it. They aren't predetermined. The machine has a 4.2 stroke length and a charge time of 1 hour for 5 hours runtime. Again, as always, runtime is always determined by the way that you are using the machine, what voltage or hertz, etc. I found that if I used the machine for around 2 hours on 6.5 volts, I had chewed through over half the battery. I only had around 40% of the battery remaining. One of the selling points for Mast is that this machine also has their new M-Core high performance motor delivering 40% more power. Now, with it being M-Core, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that also makes it a brushless motor. I love brushless. I think it's one of the best motors to be using. So that's an absolute win. As stated also, Mast did send me the foot pedal and the charging station. Guys, there's not many features to be talking about when it comes to these things. The docking station has a 5-minute charge for a 1 hour use. It's a docking station. There's not much to say about it. Foot pedal, it has dual modes. It has a continuous mode and a trigger mode. Now, I don't know why you would use a foot pedal in today's day and age of tattooing. Some people may still use foot pedals, maybe it is what they used to, but for me, yeah, foot pedal is a no-go. There's nothing that the machine can't do, you know, that a foot pedal doesn't. So for me, it's a no-go on the foot pedal. So firstly, I will say the build quality on this machine it's amazing, right? Mast are really coming into their own now when it comes to developing premium feeling machines. I would seriously say that the machine could pass for a price tag way higher than what it is just on feel alone. And to make the machine feel even more premium, they finally got rid of the rubber buttons. But one of those problems being is that those little fuckers used to fall out all the time, and you'd have to spend 15 minutes before your session getting that rubber button back in before you can even turn your machine on. So thank God that is gone. Now the machine itself feels very nice to work with. That 170 gram, like I said, is light, but all the weight is in the front end because of where the battery sits. There. So because that weight is in the front end, it also makes this machine great for that little assistance when it comes to lining. Another thing that I like about this machine, and it's only a small thing, and it, you know, really tickles the ASMR sensors, and that is the noise of the grip. If you get this machine though, what you will really notice is just how freaking soft this machine is. Like, holy shit soft. I've been working with this machine at around 6.6 volts using opaques and mags, maybe a 9 curved mag for the most part, and it's so soft, but man, it still has enough torque to deliver the pigment like really fucking well. I also kept that same voltage while using a 3-liner and a 5-liner or a 5-round shader, plus I also pushed a 23 mag at 6.6 volts with this machine. Now I would say on that 23 end of things, you would want to probably bring up the voltage to maybe 7 or 7.2 to 5, somewhere around that, depending on your, you know, how you tattoo, but it did it. Now I'll be honest with you that when it comes to pushing big fat bold lines, I haven't done that with this machine, so I can't give like an accurate like review on what it's like to push, let's say, an 18 round liner, because I just don't know. The highest I've gone with this is a 9 round shader. When it comes to lining, it was absolutely fine, it pushed it absolutely fine, but those higher groupings, I just haven't had the chance. The pieces that I've got have not required an 18 round line, so yeah. So apologies to all the Jap and trad artists out there. Now the machine itself is very quiet. This is currently running at 88 Hertz on the hard preset. Now obviously when you put a cartridge in there, depending on the cartridge that you use, you're going to get differences in sound, but just on itself, really quiet machine. Now one of the problems that you have often told me about is that when you put your needles in your Mast or Dragonhawk machines, you don't get enough needle retraction. You are twisting that grip to bring that needle into that tube, and you are still getting a lot of hang. Now I personally have never had this problem, so I'm not sure what needles you're using, but I, for the purpose of this video, tested 3 different brands in this machine, and every single needle that I tested, the needle retracted back to the tip, absolutely no problem. So if you do want to run off the tube with this machine, you absolutely can. I am maybe 80 to 90% sure that even though this machine has dual modes, it is meant to be used in Hertz. Now the Hertz runs from 3 Hertz to 140. I don't know why you would use 3, like even for stipple, that's too slow, so you're never going to be using that, but the option's there, 3 to 140 Hertz. Now you can hear the difference between those presets of soft, medium and hard. Now for the purpose of the video, I've kept it at 140 Hertz, so it's pretty loud and pretty punchy, and you can hear the difference. So first, let's start with soft. This is medium. And this is the hard preset. Again, all at 140 Hertz. Soft. Medium. Hard. Now, although I did say that this machine is like holy shit soft, like holy shit soft, that hard preset on the Hertz really drives on that needle, man. Like, I would say that the soft like version is the version that would caress the ass, like whisper sweet nothings, whereas the hard version would be just straight up pile driver, man, like using the tears of its victims as lube. That might have been a bit too graphic for YouTube. Be yourself, they say. Be yourself. Being myself will get me demonetized. Now here we are on to the cons. Firstly, after using this machine for around about 3.5 hours, I have got 20% battery left. Now, I am a realism artist. That is it's just not good enough. Not if I want to do a full tattoo. I'm working upwards of like 10 hours sometimes, and I would have to change the battery at that rate multiple times, like 3 times, just to get through that session. Now, to change the battery, obviously, because it's behind the grip, that means you've got to unwrap the machine, put the new battery in, rewrap, blah, 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 right? I don't want to be doing that. I just want to concentrate on the tattoo, not have to worry about when the battery is, gonna die and I'm gonna need to change it. Now, I will say that if Mast or Dragonhawk do start doing like bigger batteries for this thing, capable of upwards of like 6 to 7 hours, I would say it's a different story. But at 4 to 5 hours, it's just not enough. That's just obviously for me, based on those longer sit-ins. If you are doing, banger tattoos, the battery's going to be absolutely fine for you. Now, another con of the machine that is not really a con but an annoyance is the fact that nothing can be done while the machine is off. It needs to be running because the machine has only 3 buttons, and those 3 buttons all provide, a multi-function. You can't like change the voltage while the machine is off. The machine has to be running, for example, and you can't change the soft, medium, or hard preset while the machine is running because you're changing the volts. So it's just an annoyance, right? Is it a con? I would call it a con, yeah, but it's more of an annoyance. It's just based down to the multifunction of the buttons. I would say there's absolutely no cons with the charging dock. It does what it says on the tin. It charges the battery, man. Like, what do you want it to do? If I could pick a con from that, I would say the cable needs to be longer. All right, but other than that, probably the foot pedal. Like, I just don't see a use for the foot pedal in 2025. I really don't. The machine does everything it needs to do, stop, start, all on hand. I don't know why you need a foot pedal. Obviously, I know why Mast produce a foot pedal. It's just another way of making some dough, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You're in business to make money. But for me, yeah, I would never use it. I would never buy it. And I'd be very surprised if Mast sell, a bunch of these. They'll sell some, but I don't think they'll sell a lot. I would also say that the foot pedal does feel very cheap. It is very plasticky. It feels like that if you was to, press a little bit too hard, or, accidentally put your chair on it or something like that, it's just going to break. So take that as you will. So who is this machine catered for? Well, personally, I feel it's catered more towards the intermediate artist, someone that has started to understand what they want from a machine, just based off of the volts versus hertz. If you don't know the difference between volts versus hertz, and you have to Google the difference and the differences it has on stroke, then I wouldn't recommend this machine because you're not utilizing this machine enough. So yeah, just based off of that function, I would say definitely the intermediate artist. So conclusion is, it's a great machine, man. Like, it's soft, but it's punchy. It feels great in hand. It's comfortable. It's front heavy, so it helps with lining. Yeah, I'd have absolutely no problem recommending this machine to someone. Would I call this machine an all-rounder? Probably not. If you're wanting an all-round machine, I would say go with something like the Fold Pro, which is a better all-rounder. But for the machine and what it is, buy it, man. It's a good machine. So this is how I wrap this machine. Now there is many ways of wrapping this machine, I'm sure there is. If you want to carry on wrapping it your way, wrap it your way. If you want to wrap it my way, this is how you do it. What you're going to do is you're going to take 2 pieces of clip cord cover, one longer, one shorter, and you're going to cut a little slit in the bottom. Now this just makes it easier for you to slide that clip cord cover in over the machine because it is pretty tight. Now the reason I'm using 2 bags is because if you use one full bag and go all the way through, then it becomes increasingly difficult to twist your grip when you want to change needle depth. So bag over the top, piece of tape, go around like so, and then you're going to grab your other piece, and then this is going to go over the bottom. So now you can see I've got the full machine wrapped, but I'm still able to twist the grip relatively easy. You will have this overhang, obviously you can cut that off, or if you prefer and you like to cover your machine, like fully cover it, then what you can do is just bring it over like that, put some more tape round, and then pierce a little hole there for your needle to go in.